You have so much potential. You are going to grow up and be something amazing. I used to love hearing that. It made me feel like I was amazing now. I felt like having potential was in itself an accomplishment. And you know what the best part was? I didn't have to do jack shit. I would realize my potential later, obviously. Not right now. But the problem is that later still hasn't come. It's been years, and my potential is still just potential. Why is that? Am I just lazy and I don't want to do things to fulfill my potential? I really don't think so. I have goals and aspirations I want to accomplish, but a part of me is terrified. I have this fear that if I realize my potential, then that's it. That's just me. There's this show, BoJack Horseman, and in it he constantly struggles with his conception of himself and whether or not he's a good person. In one scene, he asks his friend Diane if she thinks that deep down, behind everything, he's a good person. She says, I don't think there is a deep down. I don't think there's this hidden layer that's your true character. I think there is only your actions. Everything else is made up. If I accomplish my goals, become the person I dreamed of, and fulfill my potential, then I'll be naked. There will be nothing hidden of me. There won't be a deep down part of me, some hidden, misunderstood aspect that I can blame. It will just be me. And I'm terrified of that. A part of me wants to achieve my goals, but a part of me also just wants to stay in the realm of potential forever because facing the truth of my character and of myself would be harder and scarier than a life of mediocrity. I've talked about this before, but it stems from a disbelief in my own ability to change. I'm worried that if I accomplish my goals and take meaningful actions to improve myself, nothing will change. And then I'll have no excuse for the condition I find myself in. Yet there is something I don't realize. In order to take the steps and actions to accomplish those goals, to realize my potential, it means I have already changed. There's a lot of truth to what she said to BoJack Horseman. My conception of my potential has become deeply tied with how I perceive myself. If I were to remove that layer by fulfilling it, I feel like I would lose an excuse. Because hidden within that potential is a good person, supposedly. If I were to remove the potential, and the good person didn't come out, my ego would be naked and stripped of its armor. But here's what I have to realize. There was never any armor to begin with. Basically, I'm scared to take action because taking action and not changing would leave me looking at my ego butt-ass naked with no excuses. But action is both the cause and effect of change. I've taken action because I've changed. And I've changed because I've taken action. And in a similar train of thought, inaction is action. Lying from a moral standpoint is wrong because it's deliberate dishonesty. So if I catch my friend's girlfriend cheating on him and don't tell him, that would be morally equivalent to me telling him his girlfriend is not cheating on him. And in this scenario, I would find it appropriate of my friend to tell me I lied to him. Because there was a mutual unspoken understanding as close friends that if something like this were to happen, we would tell each other. And I didn't. The reason I bring that whole scenario up is because you don't do nothing. That is not possible. Sure, you aren't chasing your goals. You aren't realizing your potential. But you are taking action. You are taking action to not accomplish your goals. It is still an action. It's just not in the right direction. And because change and action are two sides of a coin, you can't have one without the other. Simply put, you cannot be waiting for yourself. And the most important thing tying this all together is that you have to believe you can change. Maybe the show is right. You are only your actions. But that would include your inaction right now, which would mean that the concept of your potential is made up. It doesn't exist. Your actions are the only thing that matter, including the inaction you take. There are no hidden layers. There is no small part of yourself that is your true self. There is no deep down. There is no potential. There is only your action.